What I do on the radio every day is opinion and commentary, and I try and stimulate people to, first of all, to think, but also to speak and participate in the dialogue.
John Gormley giving a talk at the University of Regina earlier this week on his book, The Gormley Papers. I'm right, you're wrong, you know it. John is, in every sense of the word, a gentleman. That is my experience with him. But as he was trying to have a talk with students, something interesting happened that relates to free speech. Here's a taste.
The last chapter is actually a collection of really interesting columns I've written over the years on how we live. Welcome. It's called...
For the snake farm. All the snakes.
Thank you.
The country.
There's actually a fair bit here on the era of protest we can get into, including Aboriginal protest.
Speaking with forked tongue.
Some of these issues.
All right, John Gormley joins us now to talk more about this. John, you were interrupted in the middle of a speech by a guy with a mask on, beating on a drum, handing you a snake and saying, "You speak with a forked tongue." Tell me what that's like.
Well, there's sort of 5 things that happen all at once. The human brain is an amazing thing. The guy's name's Kevin Daniels. He was actually at Oka in 1990. He's the poster boy for a lot of the Idle No More rallies, and he's completely out of control. I mean, this is a guy who isn't really living in the same world you and I are necessarily living in. So so I'm trying to say, okay, one of us has to be the rational adult. So I'm, dealing with him, because he clearly isn't. Then I'm seeing a local left-wing activist leering and grinning and loving it, and he's recording the whole thing. So I'm knowing, okay, I know where this is going. Then a shoe comes flying over my shoulder, and there's a university student in the crowd throwing shoes at me, a la George Bush. But in typical Saskatchewan fashion, they're all slippers and soft shoes, so I wouldn't get hurt. And then all of a sudden, I'm wondering if Daniels is actually going to at some point attack me. So physically, I'm a little bit, turning sideways just to make sure if he goes at me, I can pivot off and defend myself. So all of this is going on. And this is a guy, and again, I'm not there talking even on Indigenous issues. My book covers a range of topics, the Gormley Papers. So I had a talk show the day before where some issues had come up about the highly indigenized climate at the U of R, which is cranking out young acolytes of Kevin Daniels, young people, and the woman you can see handing the flower. This whole crowd hang around the U of R with this sense of entitlement and grievance, and I kind of wonder, is it the best environment to be in? So I think that's what got them showing up to the speech.
Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to read off a little bit more of Kevin Daniels and what he said from his Facebook page. And then I'm going to play another clip where, he's masked and you ask him to show his face. But let's give people an idea of Daniel's state of mind. These are quotes taken from his Facebook page, if we can get those up on the screen. "Watch as I enter the realm of John Gormley's dream state and show him the shocking truth of his ancestors' past. It is just the beginning as he prays during the first blood moon, exposing the dark evil demon that lurks in the depths of his mind. He will scream for his mama like a little girl. Then when he awakes, he will realize he's just on the res. Laugh out loud." With that, I give you John asking him to show him his face.
Forked tongue.
Would you like to join me?
How with the forked tongue?
No, you can.
We have a history of speaking with people with forked tongues.
Yeah, you can join me.
It's all lies, deception, it's all land grab, and you all belong to it.
Do you believe that?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Would you like to join? Would you like to join a discussion, or would you like to sort
How
of,
can I discuss things with a forked tongue?
would you like to stifle? Would you like to stifle debate? And I guess this is the issue, isn't it?
Come on, Gormley, you can talk big on the radio. Go on.
Oh no, you.
You say you're I think you say it to my face. You read what you say on the radio. Shut up!
Sorry. Yeah. Well,
Come on.
I'm in your hands.
You stayed very calm during all of that. What was his point, other than trying to shut down free speech? And he doesn't like you because you have a forked tongue. I'm pretty sure that if I went out saying this is how Native activists speak, that I would be decried. But there he is. So, he's being a caricature. What was it? Tell me what is on this guy's mind. What is his beef with you?
Well, first of all, if you said man speak with forked tongue, like 1950s cowboy movie, you'd be called a racist. So you're right. This guy doesn't do himself any favors. But the problem is he's yelling at me, Brian, talk to my face, talk to my face. He's wearing a mask. So I'm thinking, how do I talk to your face when you're completely covered up? So, but the point always, and you'll notice this, and I'm glad you played those clips, and I sound like Don Cherry now. You kids at home who are going to be in the public eye, you always move toward the cowardly thug. And it takes a little courage, but I've been in this business a long time. I've been a politician. I'm a litigation lawyer. I've been heckled lots. But always move toward the person who's trying to shut you down. And when you do it, see, he knows he can't touch me because that's assault, right? So he's waving his drumstick near my eyes. And as you move into his space, he has to start backing up. So this great big warrior from Oka, who's really just a knuckleheaded thug, shows for what he is. But the real pity is that this does nothing to advance, some pretty important debates.
And unfortunately, the University of Regina did give an apology. It was a small one, though. I mean, they weren't really out there trying to push for freedom of speech and free ideas. It was, oh, yeah, sorry, this happened. It was an apology, but I don't think it was full enough.
Well, it wasn't. Now, the president of the university did call my show because I called her out and she said, look, this is wrong. We apologize. Free speech is important to the university. But then when I pushed her a little and I said, don't you think they have a job at the University of Regina? Ready for this? A position called the executive lead on indigenization. And this executive lead on indigenization is responsible for, I guess, leading on indigenization. So I said, would you want the executive lead to maybe inquire of the students who were there, who all take Native studies, and were laughing and thinking this was a great thing. And one of them who in the thing says, well, we do this in our classes all the time. We don't even want you on campus speaking. We don't want this kind of talk. And I'm thinking, if this is indigenization at a university, which since the age of enlightenment, last time I checked, was to promote and cherish free speech, my concern is the U of R better get in touch with its indigenization side to ensure they're not breeding, a new kind of intolerance that wants the Kevin Daniels of this world to come in and literally try and frighten people away. I don't scare.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
I can imagine a lot of people getting that drum thumped at them would have turned around and run screaming.
Most likely, and I don't think that's where most people want to go. John, thanks for joining us. We'll make sure we put out the YouTube links on social media and elsewhere, and we invite the comments of the audience.